Hello my friends on YouTube. Today is Sunday, the 9th of July 2023. Today's video is Islam and the moral superiority. This video today is going to gain me some more enemies, but I don't care. I'm not here for popularity because I'm saying what's in my head. Okay, to start with this video, somebody before asked me to make a video about Sufism, and reality is the sect of Sufis or Sufism, the ideology of Sufism. I'm going to speak about it quickly because it's not really the main video. But it somehow is connected. Sufism is a sect of Islam, branch of Islam, and it mainly focus on the goodness of the human nature. That's absolutely true. I know I met with a few Muslim groups. I know about the Sunni and the Shiite, and these probably are the most violent. You could say they are trying to follow the founder 100%. They won't apply Islam as it was 1400 years ago. However, there are some new groups came about, like Ahmadiyya, Sufism. Sufism is relatively older. Also Baha'u'llah. The Baha'u'llah, they have a temple in Chicago. I don't know if they have in other places, but I saw they have a beautiful building, temple in Chicago. And I visited this temple. I spoke with them. Anyway, most of these new groups, they focus more on loving others and do good to others and so on and so forth, including Sufism. In my own personal opinion, Sufism is actually it feels like they were a group of people who were forced, like many other groups, to take Islam as their new religion. And when you check Islam, all the killing and the chopping of the hands and the fingertips and all that, they couldn't digest that, they couldn't accept that. However, if you reject that outright, you will be crucified and your hand and foot will be chopped off from opposite direction. So they knew of the penalty. To play it safe, in my opinion, they started something else and they called it Sufism, and they have to play it wisely. So they had to push Islam, the word, in everything, in every aspect of their lives. We have a saying in Egypt, they say, a rose that it grows in the filth, it will always smell bad. So when I understand if that was the case back then, but now, if you are a Sufi, I suggest leave this because you are building on bad foundation. So you have all these noble ideas and purity and loving others and purifying your heart and mind. It's okay, all that is okay. However, when you base it on the teaching that came to us 1,400 years ago, if the foundation is bad, it will never bring good fruit. Leave it there. So, but the teaching, the word itself, Sufi, normally Muslims, they tell you always, the leaders of Islam couldn't agree on this subject. Every subject they don't agree on it. So, including the word Sufism. However, there are few options are open. One of them, the word Suf, which is the origin of Sufism. The word Suf in Arabic, it means wool. And wool, if you wear it without undergarment, it's not really comfortable, it's rough. So they say, I don't know, that Sufism encouraged wearing wool on their skin to always be reminded of doing good to others and so on and so forth. Other people say no, the word originated in Greece, and Sufi, now it sounds a little, there is, in Arabic it's called Sufi, is like the, if you say the sun, the su and sa. So Sufi, it means wool or wearing of the wool, and Sufism is like the letter S, and that is coming from Greece, and it means wisdom in the Greek language, and some people say it originated even in India. It's anybody's guess, as they say. They disagreed. It doesn't matter. So, as we said, Sufism, it encourages people or recommend doing good things. So to be a true Sufi, you have to actually first, to get this out of the way so that nobody will accuse them that they left Islam, is to believe in Islam. The first thing is Islam. You have to have that, otherwise you could be accused that of leaving the religion of Allah, and therefore you will be killed. Okay, so Islam, you have, the first step is to believe in Islam. And when you say Islam, to be a true Sufi, the first Islam, then faith, to believe. So the first step to believe in Islam. The second step, it's, if I translate it, is almost, it's also faith. So the first is Islam, the second is to have faith, the third is to do good towards others. So Islam means you believe in the Islamic ideology as the Quran, the Hadith, the life of the Prophet, of the founder of Islam, and you study that very, very well. Once you do that, then you come to faith, having faith in that. So to have faith in the word, now is like you substantiate this, the teaching that you learn, you practice it, it becomes one with you. You become one with these words. And that's scary, because if the foundation to become one with these words, that it is in the Quran and in the Hadith, what are you going to do with the Quranic verse that says beat the women, beat them up? What are you going to do with the Hadith that it says a woman, a donkey, and a dog, if pass in front of a man who is doing his prayer will not be accepted by God? A dog, a donkey, and a woman. And that's authentic hadith. If you believe in that and you say, I want to improve myself, but you have to be rooted in this, how can you reconcile between the two and have faith? It's hard for me to put it together. If you can, please tell me in the description box how can you do that. And then the last one is to do good towards others. Not that you are asked to do it or ordered to do it, but out of the goodness of your heart. Let's say a person is in need or a person needs help. Out of your own initiative, you go and help these people. And I'm with that. I'm happy that people would do that. But once again, if you are rooted in that teaching, you could always revert to chopping somebody's hand off. Let's say a person stole from you and you became very angry and you want the Sharia, as it came in the book, to be applied, and nobody will blame you for that. So that is practically an overview about Sufism. And also, by the way, Ahmadiyya people. Ahmadiyya, it's a young group. They believe that their founder, his name is Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, was the Messiah, or the second coming of the Messiah, or what have you. And they have relatively peaceful teaching. But again, because they are a small group now, and they are persecuted even by the Muslims. And we don't know if they gain momentum and they become a strong movement. Again, the founder of Islam, when he started in Mecca, he was using a very mild speech. Once he migrated to Medina and he had an army, that forgiving speech and loving speech and mild speech changed, and it became force. You don't believe me, you don't follow me, you're dead. Okay? So that makes me afraid of any group that base its faith and understanding in that old teaching that came 1400 years ago, regardless of how peaceful and how loving now. Okay? Because I know that what the founder of the ideology did in the beginning, he started as loving and want to help and stuff like that. Now we come to the main video, really. The picture I put on that video is young kids, Muslim kids in Canada, stomping on the LGBXY, all the alphabet plus community flag, the rainbow flag. And this is good. This I will actually, and that's why I'm saying I'm going to gain enemies from that video. And I hope the YouTube don't remove it, because that's my feeling. Okay, I feel this is good. I'm allowed to have feeling. Alright? Unfortunately, I didn't see of any other group standing up like that against this community or these people. So in the same month, we celebrate Veterans Day, one single day, for people who have put their lives on the line. And many of them gave the ultimate sacrifice. They died for freedom. They died to protect the country. They died to protect their families. They get one single day, Veterans Day, and the whole month for sexually disturbed people. Let me repeat it. Sexually disturbed people. I was driving in Pennsylvania and I saw one of these flags on one of the churches. You tell me, the head of this church, is he really in his right mind? So you have Christian leaders, Jewish leaders, Buddhist leaders, Hindu leaders here in America and in Canada who stood up against these sexually disturbed people. Man marries a man, woman marries a woman. Not only that, but also that transsexual stuff. A man becomes a woman becomes a man wants to marry his dog. I don't know how this is out of control. And you have the leaders are praising that, and the media are pushing it on us. Who stood up? None. Only the Muslims. So you have this happening, and you have, for example, let's go Brandon, this guy who doesn't know if he's in the dining room or in the bathroom. He is putting that flag on the White House. This is causing me mental disturbance. The head, supposed to be the head of the country, putting this flag on the White House. Not only that, he's inviting the homosexual, the bisexual, the transsexual, the non-sexual, the asexual, the bisexual, the ex. There are too many to the White House to party. And this boy in Canada, that young kid, Canada, I don't know how Canada chose this idiot to be a prime minister. This boy to be a prime minister. He's like a teenager. Even his appearance. They chose this boy to be a prime minister. Okay, you're suffering the consequence. He is going out to parade with the sexually disturbed people. He might be one of them. Otherwise, why are you supporting this? Okay, Biden is known that he used to sniff girls and women, and he's reflected in his son. Okay, you could say that was Biden in his young age, cocaine and all kind of garbage. A child with a stripper, and the grandfather doesn't want to admit that this is his granddaughter, and so on and so forth. Okay, Biden is old and he doesn't know what he's doing. What about Trudeau in Canada? Who stood up against all this disturbance? Christian leaders, Jewish leaders, Buddhist leaders, Hindu leaders? None. Why? All afraid. They are all afraid. So only the Muslims, and that I count it for them. It's not that I agree with their teaching. No, what I'm saying, they had the guts. They had the guts to stand up. And shame on that church that it put this flag on the church. Shame. They are really trying to get away with it, saying, oh, Jesus loves everybody. Okay, good. I'm happy that you love. I wish I could love everybody too. I mean, including these sexually disturbed people. I call them sexually disturbed because actually the body part don't fit. That's it. Man and woman, it fits. Okay? Male and female in the animal kingdom, the parts fit. How can woman and woman get together? They don't fit. Nothing there. How can a man and man get together? They don't fit. So there is some kind of disturbance. This is unnormal. And they have a parade. You have one day for Christmas, by the way. Christians celebrate Christmas one day, the 25th of December. One whole month for the sexually disturbed people. Anyone thought of that? Any religious leader of any religion stood up against that? Even the Muslims didn't stand up. Only Canadian kids, their parents told them to, because they were trying to push this teaching, this ideology of LGBXYVNE or whatever numbers on them in school. But other than that, no one. No one. No one. And that is sick. Plain and simple. You have the White House inviting the LGBXYV to the White House to dance and party, and that retarded Let's Go Brandon inviting that boy who pretend he's a girl, and he Budweiser make him an advertisement. Boycott this. The day what's his name, Obama bin Laden, when he was in the White House, if you remember, at that time he made a law, he signed a law that there's no boys and girls bathroom, all bathroom for everybody. And the schools who wanted to object that, he cut their funding. So money makes effect. And the first company, if you remember, agreed to this ideology was Target here in America. Target was the first to praise that law, and they made their bathrooms for everybody. A man going to the bathroom and a woman coming to the bathroom, it's okay. That was a law, and Target, the first one, celebrated this law. That day I made a commitment never to buy anything in that store. And sure enough, since then, I didn't buy a thing. If many people have done that, Target today, in the month of June, they actually put a whole line for the transsexual, for these sexually disturbed people, in front as you enter, even for babies. Rainbow flag for the gay and lesbian and homosexual and transsexual and all these sexually disturbed people. They put a line for them, and when people said, "What is this?" the customers at this moment, they took it down and they suffered. Many people boycott them. But if we have boycotted them when they made the bathroom for boys and girls, for men and women, back then, they would have behaved. So you won't speak? Vote with your dollar. Boycott these people. Budweiser, because they also put gay and lesbian and stuff celebrating, they are suffering. They are going downhill and they will go bankrupt soon. I hope Target also would go bankrupt soon, and then they will be an example. You push this garbage on me, on my, or on my kids or grandkids, this is what you will suffer. We thank you very much, and we hope to hear from you.